Moi, comprendre this because the one for us. Et là pour for our matter. Et là pour c'est bon. Oh no, my boy, leave. My boy, don't shout VK for you. Don't shout VK for you. Yes, man. I hear don't go down. I hear come for our glory. The king and senior brother. What do you go Baoba? What we go Baoba and they drop? Yes, man. Back right here. The community be this one. Give everything. No, leave her. Not blow. Hey, not gonna waste no ball. Leave her. Give everything with you. Give everything with you. I'll fire you. I said, me not kill you now. They fuck up. I said, me not. Blanc for leg.
Give me a phone. Give you.
Since finding its way into Nigerian institutions, cult groups have become one of the negative aspects of the society, and it doesn't stop at just campus violence, as over the years, these groups have grown to much more worse. And today we will be looking at the top 10 deadliest cult groups in Nigeria. Starting at number 10 are the Icelanders, born as a street wing of the Vikings group. Emerged under the wings of the powerful political figures like Abiy Sekibo, a former federal minister of transportation. The group, led by a notorious man Ateke Tom, evolved into Niger Delta Vigilante (NDV) in 2003, consolidating power and engaging in oil and bunkering and violent crimes. Interestingly, in the run-up to 2003 election in Rivers State, the Icelanders were used to ensure victory in Okrika local government by driving another group who were affiliated to the political opposition. The Icelanders hold a hierarchical structure and they are deeply focused in assault, murders, and oil-related crimes, serving as both enforcers and protectors for local politicians. Next up at number 9 are the Ungbagma brothers, or the Black Berets. The group was formed in the campuses of Enugu State University and the University of Nigeria Nsukka, also in Enugu State, and they spread to other eastern states. At some point, they were the most feared group in that region, even more than other notorious cult groups. Many criminal activities were carried out by them, including armed robberies, kidnapping, vandalism, cult clashes, and more. The state government did try to suppress them for a bit, but fractions still remain to this day, but not as dangerous as the previous group. The Ungbagma brothers were so deadly that they often attack and in some cases even kill anyone that wears a color of other cult groups, whether innocent or not. At number 8, we've got the Pirate Confraternity, or the National Association of Sea Dogs, founded in the 1950s at the University of Ibadan. Initially championed human rights and democracy like the supreme eye. Due to the increase of tribalism amongst social life of students and the increasing population of wealthy students to a relatively few poorer students in the University College Ibadan, the National Association of Sea Dogs, which included the likes of Professor Wole Soyinka, was formed as a body in order to combat these societal problems. However, over time, it followed the path of criminality, engaging in armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder. Presently, the Pirate Confraternity is located in all the southern states in Nigeria and also has branches in some parts of the world. It's quite surprising how they turned from a social group into a cult group geared towards violence by those who did not understand its goal and objectives. The Sea Dogs paved the way for other groups over the years as it was the pioneer. Coming in at number 7 is the Klansmen. Originating in the University of Calabar in the 1980s, the Klansmen Confraternity, or KKK, quickly gained notoriety for its brutality and involvement in armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder, and has spread to Rivers State. Members worship a demon called Ogo as their god, symbolized by a human skull, mostly that of a madman. Their popular beliefs and sayings include the affair of a clansman before any other thing in life, and what concerns a clansman concerns all clansmen. Status of other cult members are not considered or relevant, and oath of secrecy abide to all members of the KKK. Klansmen Confraternity, autonomy from its parents' clansmen cult, didn't detail its involvement in political conflicts and criminal enterprises. Their activities often intertwine with political rivalry, showcasing their influence beyond mere gang violence. The Klansmen are one of the most effectively organized and most violent cult gangs operating in Rivers State. At number 6, we have yet another group originating in the University of Calabar in the 1980s, Mafite. And they didn't just operate on campus like others, they moved from mere cult to a full-blown organization crime group following the style of the Italian and American mafia gangs. But unlike the Italian mafia, they engage in drug trafficking, sex trafficking, and various illicit enterprises. Mafite operates with military-like precision and ruthlessness. With a presence across continents, Mafite operates under strict code outlined in the Green Bible. New members undergo rigorous initiation rituals, pledging allegiance under the threat of lethal punishment, embodying the group's iron-fisted control. If you are finding this video educative, kindly hit the subscribe button and like. Into the top 5 now, and we've got the Eye Confraternity. Originally from the University of Ibadan in the 1960s, and also known as the Air Lord or the National Association of Air Lords. They were originally planned to be a helpful group, but deviated from its initial mission of positive societal impact to become an organized crime group. The Eye Confraternity has become synonymous with armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder, perpetrating acts of violence with impunity in universities from the west to the south to the east. One of the most alarming aspects of the Eye Confraternity is its ruthless approach to dealing with defectors and rivals. Members who attempt to leave the confraternity are often met with brutal consequences. Very brutal, including targeted killings of individuals who may have distanced themselves from the group for decades. The merciless pursuit of former members demonstrates the extent to which Eye Confraternity exercises control and instills fear within its ranks. In recent conflicts, particularly in the states like Edo and Delta, the Eye Confraternity has been implicated in heinous crimes, including the murder of family members of rival cultists. The Eye Confraternity are willing to target individuals regardless of their age or status because of their disregard for human life and the rule of law. And number 4 is the Eye Confraternity, and although it sounds almost similar to Eye, they are totally different. In fact, they are rivals, and not just any rivals, blood rivals, because they operate in similar zones. The Eye Confraternity, established in the late 1960s at the University of Lagos, shares a similar trajectory with other cult groups in Nigeria. Initially founded with purported noble ideals, the Eye Confraternity has morphed into a criminal syndicate infamous for its involvement in armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder. Like its counterparts, the Eye Confraternity hierarchical structure with designated leaders overseeing various aspects of the organization's activities. The group's criminal endeavors span a wide range from orchestrating armed robberies to perpetrating acts of violence against rival factions and innocent civilians. At number 3 are the Buccaneers, also known as the National Association of Sea Lords or Buccaneers Association of Nigeria, BAN. This group emerged from the University of Port Harcourt, Rivers State in the 1970s. With a reputation for brutality, the Buccaneers engaged in criminal activities ranging from armed robbery to murder and intimidation. Originating as a splitter group from the Pirates Confraternity, the Buccaneers adopted a similar structure and modus operandi. The Buccaneers expanded beyond the space of university campuses to establish a nationwide presence. The group are called many names, including Fine Boys, Band Boys, Allura, Bucketmen, Lords, and most popular, Sea Lords. The Buccaneers have in the past threatened and even killed lecturers and other academic staff for not meeting their demands, and they can travel any distance to engage in court clashes with rival groups. The Buccaneers have a reputation for living the good life as they are associated with wealthy politicians. Diving deeper at number 2 are the Vikings or the Supreme Vikings Confraternity. This group also traces its roots to the University of Port Harcourt in the 1980s. Characterized by extreme violence, the Vikings have gained notoriety for their involvement in various criminal enterprises, including political motivated violence and organized crime. The Vikings influence extends beyond university campuses, with affiliated members reportedly and surprisingly securing seats in the State of House of Assembly in the Rivers State. Most people refer to it as the Viking House because these politicians rely on their services mostly during election and campaign for intimidation and oppression on opposition. Without a doubt, this political connection makes them one of the most dangerous and formidable cult groups in the country. Rounding out with who else but the Black Axe, the most feared cult group in the country. Originally known as the Neo-Black Movement of Africa, the Black Axe emerged from the University of Benin in the 1970s. Initially conceived as a vehicle for promoting black black consciousness and combating oppression. We have seen this severally, and the Black Axe has evolved into a transnational crime organization involving human trafficking, money laundering, and cybercrime. Their logo is of a black axe smashing the shackles of bounded hands. The group rose in response to the pirate confraternity. The Black Axe initiation ceremonies, often referred to as blending, involve ritualistic practices designed to instill fear and obedience among new recruits. From drinking blood to enduring physical abuse, initiates are subjected to harrowing ordeals that bind them to the confraternity code of silence and violence. Leaders use their threats and other types of violence against members that have any ideas of leaving the confraternity, and the secrecy runs on fear. The Black Axe has also gained notoriety for its involvement in cybercrime and violent clashes with rival groups. The group runs on an intelligence system and has network in other African countries and overseas, which helps to propagate their cybercrime business. They are also affiliated with some shady politicians, which makes them more dangerous. So if you enjoyed the video, kindly click on the subscribe button and like, and click on the end screen on your left to watch the poorest places in Nigeria.